But the cruel wretch said, and I will eat all no man's comrades before no man himself, and will keep no man for the last. This is the present I will make him. As he spoke, he reeled and fell sprawling face upwards on the ground. His great neck hung heavily backwards in a deep sleep took hold upon him. Presently he turned sick, and threw up both wine and goblets of heaping flesh, on which he had been gorging, for he was very drunk. Then I thrust a beam of wood far into the embers to eat, and encouraged my men, lest any of them should turn faint-hearted. When the wood, green though it was about to blaze, I drew it out on the fire glowing with heat, and my men gathered round me, for heaven had filled their hearts with courage. We drove the sharp end of the beam into the monster's eye, and bearing upon it with all my weight, I kept turning it round and round as though I were being fouling a hall in the ship's plank with an auger, which two of men with a wheel and strap can keep on turning as long as they choose. Even thus did we bore the red-hot beam into his eye, till the boiling blood bubbled all over, and worked it round and round, so the steam, the burning idol, scalded his eyelids and eyebrows, and the roots of the eye sputtered in the fire, as a blacksmith plunges an axe or hatchet into cold water to temper it. For it is this that gives strength to the iron, and it makes a great hiss as he does so. Even thus did the Cyclops' eye hiss round the beam of olive wood, and his hideous yells made the cave ring again. When he ran away in fright, but he plucked the beam, all besmirched with gore from his eye, and hurled it from him in a frenzy of rage and pain, shouting as he did so to the other Cyclopses who lived on the blank headlands near him. So they gathered from all the quarters round his cave, when they heard him crying, and asked what was the matter with him. What ails you, Polyphemus, said they, that you make such a noise, breaking the stillness of the night and preventing us from being able to sleep? Surely no man is carrying off your sheep. Surely no man is trying to kill you either by fraud or by force. But Polyphemus shouted to them from inside the cave, no man is killing me by fraud. No man is killing me by force. Then said they, if no man is attacking you, you must be ill. When Zeus makes people ill, there is no help for it, and had better pray to your father Poseidon. Then they went away, and I laughed inwardly at my success of my clever stratagem. But the Cyclops, is groaning in agony of pain, felt it out with his hands till he found the stone and took it from the door. Then he sat in the doorway and stretched his hands in front of it to catch anyone going out with the sheep, for he thought I might be foolish enough to attempt this. As for myself, I kept on puzzling to think how I could best save my own life and those of my companions. I schemed and schemed as one who knows that his life depends upon it, for the danger was very great, and I deemed the plan would be best if the male sheep were well ground and carried a heavy like fleece. So I bound them noiselessly in threes together, some of the withies on which the wicked monster used to sleep. There was to be a man under the male sheep, and two on either side, who were to cover him, so that there would be 3 sheep to each man. As for myself, there was a ram finer than any of the others, so I caught hold of him by the back, and sewn myself in the thick wool under his belly, and hung up patiently to his fleece, face upwards, and keeping a firm hold on it all the time. Thus then did we wait in great fear of mine, till morning came. But when the child of morning, rosy-fingered dawn, appeared, the male sheep hurried out to feed, while the ewes remained bleating about the pens, waiting to be milked, for their udders were full of verse, but as their master, in spite of all his pain, felt the backs of all the sheep, as they stood upright without being sharp enough to find out that the men were underneath their bellies, as the ram was going out, last of all, heavy with his fleece, and with the weight of the crafty stuff, Polyphemus laid hold of it, and said, my good ram, what is it that makes you to last to leave my cave this morning? You are not wont to let the ewes go before you, but lead the mob with a run, whether the flowery mead or bubbling fountain, or the first to come home again at night. But now you lie last of all, it is because you know the master has lost his eye, and are so sorry because the wicked no man and his hurried crew has got him down in his drink and blinded him. I will have his life yet. If you could understand and talk, you would tell me where the wretch is hiding, and I would dash his brains upon the ground till they flew all over the cave. I should thus have some satisfaction for the harm this no man has done me. As he spoke, he drove the ram outside, but when he were a little way out from the cave in ours, I first got from under the ram's belly, and then freed my comrades. As for the sheep, which were very fat, by constantly heating them in the right direction, we managed to drive them down to the ship. The crew rejoiced greatly at seeing those of us who had escaped death, but wept with others whom the Cyclops had killed. However, I made signs to them, I know, drowning, that they were to hush their crying, told them to get all the sheep on board at once and put out to the sea. So they went abroad and took their places and smoked the great sea with their oars. Then when I had got as far as my voice would reach, I began to jeer at the Cyclops. Cyclops said, you should have taken better measure of your man before eating up his comrades in your cave. You rescued up your visitors in your own house. You might have known that your sin would find you out, and now Zeus and other gods have punished you. You got more and more furious as he heard me, so he tore the top of the high mountain and flung a distant front of my ship, so that it was with a little of hitting at the other end of the rudder. The sea quaked as the rock fell into it, and the wash of the wave raised carried us back towards the mainland and forced us towards the shore. But I snatched up the long pole and kept the ship off, making signs to my men by nodding my head that they must row for their lives, whereon they laid out with a will. When we got twice as far as we were before, I was just jeering at the Cyclops again, that the men begged and prayed of me to hold my tongue. Do not, they exclaimed, be mad enough to provoke this savage creature further. And he had thrown one rock at us already, which drove us back into the mainland. We made sure to be death of us. If he hadn't heard any further sounds of voices, he would have pounded our heads and our ship's timbers into a jelly with the red rocks. He would have heaved at us, for he could throw them a long way. But I would not listen to them, and shouted out to him in my rage, Cyclops, if anyone asked you who it was, I put out your eye and spoil your beauty, say it was the valiant warrior Odysseus, son of Laertes, who lives in Ithaca. On this he groaned and cried out, alas, alas, then the whole prophecy about me is coming true. There was a prophet here at one time, a man both brave and of great stature, Telemus, son of Eurymus, who was an excellent seer, and did all the prophesying for the Cyclopses till he grew old, and he told me that all this would happen to me someday, and said I should lose my sight by the hand of Odysseus, and I have been all along expecting someone of imposing presence and superhuman strength, whereas he turns out to be a little insignificant weakling, who has managed to blind my eye by taking advantage of me and my drink. Come here then, Odysseus, that I may make you presents to show my hospitality, and urge Poseidon to help you forward on your journey, for Poseidon and I are father and son, if he so will, shall heal me, which no one else, neither God nor man, can do. Then I said, I wish I should be as sure of killing you outright, and sending you down to the house of Hades, as I am that it will take more than Poseidon to cure that eye of yours. Odyssey lifted up his hands to the firmament of heaven and prayed, saying, hear me, O great Poseidon, if I am indeed your own true begotten son, grant that Odysseus may never reach his home alive, or if he must get back to his friends at last, that let him do so late and in sore plight, after losing all his men. Let him reach his home in another man's ship, and find trouble in his house. Thus did he pray, and Poseidon heard his prayer, and he picked up a rock much larger than the first, and swung it aloft, and hurled it with a prodigious force. He fell to destroy the ship, but it fell within a little of the hitting end of the rudder. The sea quaked as the rock fell within it, and the watery wave, the rays, drove us onwards on our way towards the shore of the island. When at last we got to the island where we had left the rest of our ships, we found our comrades lamenting us and anxiously awaiting our return. We ran our vessel upon the sands and got out over onto the seashore. We also landed the Cyclops' sheep and dividing them equally amongst us, so that none might have reason to complain. As for the ram, my companions agreed that I should have it with an extra share, so I sacrificed it on the seashore and burned the thigh bones to Zeus, who was lord of all. But he heeded not my sacrifice, and only thought how he might destroy both my ships and my comrades. Thus Through the livelong days of the growing down of the sun, we feasted our fill on meat and drink, but when the sun went down and it came on dark, we camped upon the beach. When the child of morning, rosy-fingered and gone, appeared, I bade my men go on board and loose the hawsers, and they took their places and smote the great sea with their oars. So we sailed on with a sorrow in our hearts, like lives a happy escape of death, though we had lost our comrades.